Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm going to be reviewing both of the 2023 LEGO Botanical Collection sets. On the left we have set number 10314, the Dried Flower Centerpiece. That's got 812 pieces and retails for $50 US. And then all of this over here is 10313, the Wildflower Bouquet, with 939 pieces. It retails for $60 US. Both of these were released on February 1st, and I think that both of them are excellent sets. And honestly, I love the Botanical Collection in general, but I love both of these sets a lot more than I expected to. We'll start out with the Dried Flower Centerpiece because it is the smaller of the two sets, and it's pretty different to other sets in the collection. Even when we have buildable bases, like with the bonsai tree and the orchid, there's always loose pieces somewhere, like whether it's soil or rocks, or it's like the Wildflower Bouquet set and everything is loose because it doesn't include a vase. This set is very kept together compared to the other sets, in my opinion. And it's also in this autumnal color scheme. I'm honestly surprised this was released in February because this looks like the perfect thing to put on the dining table for Thanksgiving. But as you can see, it is kind of hard to move around. I'm trying to be pretty careful because everything is placed at a very kind of precarious angle. Nothing is, gonna it's not like there's no friction and they're gonna flop around all over the place, but it does mean that you can't really grab it by any of the plants because then they're all gonna get knocked out of alignment. So that is something I'm just trying to watch. There's a bunch of different plants here. I'm not a plant person, so luckily the instruction manual does tell you what some of them are. These are stalks of wheat, and they're actually built using the Queen Whatever's crown piece from the LEGO Movie 2, which I think is a really creative building technique. I love these helicopter blade parts. There's a bunch of new colors in here. These are new in this color. I think that the leaf pieces are new in olive green. These trees are definitely new in olive green, I'm pretty sure. But I really like the color scheme here because it really stands out from the other Botanical Collection sets. I really like these bunches of flowers. They were really fun to build. I love how bushy LEGO can make, I guess I love how LEGO can make little bushes just out of these tiny little flowers. I think that that's a really creative look. We've got another one of those crown pieces in white. I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be, but that is a rock piece from LEGO City that's been recolored into nougat. I do like all of the standard leaf pieces. We've got dark orange pumpkins on whips that are bladder cherries. I have no idea what bladder cherries are. This is the first time I've ever heard of them. And then we have Technic gears at this end made to use pearl millet stalks. We've got this new plant piece from LEGO City recolored into olive green to create just little plants. I don't know what they are. I don't think it's said in the instruction manual. These are orange cosmos built using minifigure epaulettes, like the pirate epaulette, shoulder pad pieces from the 80s or whenever LEGO Pirates started. That is really creative and it works really well because from far away you would never guess that that's what that piece is. And then of course we have the two big flowers. In the middle we have a dark red gerbera daisy. They are also in the Wildflower Bouquet set. I love it when LEGO builds flowers like this. This is also similar to the sunflower made using kayak paddles, this time recolored into dark red. But oh my god, they never stay aligned. So that really, I really don't like that. It looks beautiful, but because these parts just can't stay in place, and because you build it and then you need to attach it and then you need to attach stuff to the side, it just really knocks the petals out of alignment very easily, and it does bother me that it doesn't look perfect, but it looks pretty good. I think I got it looking pretty decent, and if I stare at it for too long, I'm gonna get frustrated. I really love this rose though. I think that this might be the best flower build in the entire set. LEGO did do roses in the first flower bouquet set a couple of years ago, but lots of people didn't like them and they weren't that great of a build. They were definitely cool, but this is way better. This is so much better. It's made using a bunch of mudguard pieces and then a bunch of those new construction figure shoulder pad pieces from the new Marvel sets. And that is just excellent. That is such a perfect rose. I'm so happy about that. I think that the designers really went above and beyond with this set. And it is a little bit small for the $50 price point, but I do think it's pretty cool. And it's got a couple of other features, or I guess display options that I can show you right now. So the first big difference with this set compared to other Botanical Collection ones is that you can actually wall mount it. So it does include wall hanger pieces. That is what I'm going to be doing because I'm running out of shelf space. So I think that that's really cool. And I do not like handling this like by the sides and turning it upside down. But the other thing you can do is pop off these 1x5 plates on either side of the build. And I just need to get that one. And then you can split the two halves apart. So you can build it with someone else. And then if you want to change up the display options, you just remove this little middle section. And then you pull in this extra assembly that LEGO provides, which is kind of like an L-shaped bracket. And then you can attach both sides of your bouquet to, or not your bouquet, your centerpiece to it. So like I said, it's a little bit easier to get a grip on it when they are separated into halves. I don't want to drop that. But then you have an L-shaped centerpiece. And you might be thinking, well, this looks a little bit weird because it's just two like little sections. So turn it around like that and you could easily like push it up against a wall or something. But the other thing that LEGO wants you to do with this is they want you to buy 2 to 3 of these sets. So if you buy a couple of these sets, you can join them all together into one massive centerpiece for your dining table, and you could even like put something in the middle of it. And they do say that if you buy like more than one of these, you can't wall mount it. You're only supposed to wall mount one copy of the set. But I think that this is a really nice feature that really opens up the options for display. And I'm not going to lie, it does tempt me to buy more of these, but I know I don't need them, so I'm going to resist. For the wildflower bouquet, we have a whole mess of flowers here, and I am going to tell you right off the bat, I like this a lot more than the previous flower bouquet set. I was a little bit unhappy with it, and I will be doing a direct comparison of those two in a separate video. For now, I just want to talk about this set. So we do have a wide variety of flowers in very, very pretty colors. So we've got 2 more Gerbera daisies, just like the dried flower centerpiece. We have yellow kayak paddles. These also came, or not yellow, they're flame yellowish orange. These I think are the same as the ones that came in the sunflowers. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe those were actually yellow, but I think that these are built beautifully. I just think that they go together really well. They use a bucket piece as like the main part, as the main green part of the flower. And I think that they look really beautiful. It's just that, again, they can get knocked out of alignment very easily. So what I like to do to make sure that they look good is I just stand them up and then kind of like tap the oars down, and that creates like a nice even rounded edge for the flowers. So I don't like that one as much as this one though, because this has a new color in like the dark, is that dark pink? I'm not exactly sure. It's like a magenta-y color. Sometimes I get confused on LEGO colors, but this one I think is just beautiful. It looks amazing, and I really, really like the lavender claw pieces that are used there. But yeah, it's really annoying that they don't stay perfect. That is the worst part about them for me, so I'm just gonna leave these guys stood up in the corner over there. These are lupins. I don't think I've actually seen this flower like in person before, but it is beautiful in LEGO form because it's using pirate hats in different colors to create like the blossoms. That is amazing. Again, we have that magenta color and dark purple, and these ones, they weren't like a pain to build. Honestly, that's the one thing about the Botanical Collection sets is they look beautiful. Sometimes I'm just like, not sure how excited I am to build something so delicate and fiddly. But I think that this set was a pretty great build, and the flower, like this flower is the one I was dreading the most, but I think it looks great when it's done. So these two are exactly identical, except they have slightly varying heights at the base, because LEGO just takes these Technic pieces and lets you like kind of adjust the height. So you can do that for a bunch of these flowers, and of course you can mix and match these onto any other flowers to create a more attractive arrangement in whatever vase you're going to use. So I think those 2 flowers are my favorites, but before we look at the rest, we're going to talk about the greenery in this set. In the last bouquet set, we just got a couple of shrubs. Here we get leather leaf ferns, and again, I'm not a flower person. I'm getting all of this information from the instruction manual, but these pieces, these are like the classic LEGO pirate like palm tree pieces in dark green. I was very surprised to find out that they've never been made in dark green before, but they look beautiful. They're so pretty. These are like really nice builds, and you get 3 of them. So there's a bunch of like dark green, just leafy bits to break up the flowers. And I think that this is a lot better than what LEGO did in the flower bouquet set. So we're gonna put those aside. Next up, I also really like these flowers. These are the cornflowers. I was about to say cornstarch, but no, I think they're called cornflowers. And they're just built in a really, really awesome way using, again, a bunch of those Queen Whatever crown pieces in a bunch of different colors. I've never seen them in green before. I've never seen them in blue. It's just a really, really attractive flower. I really, really like this. I love the dark blue and the dark purple, or not dark blue. This is regular blue and dark purple. It's also great to get these clips in such a variety of colors. And I really, really like just how natural the stems look using some of these new like stock pieces from Lego City. It's just amazing. I really, really like these. So you get 2 of the blue ones and they are an identical build. And then you do get 1 white one because they come in a variety of colors. I definitely prefer the blue to the white just because the blue I think is a more attractive display piece, but you do have like a dark purple 6 plant stalk at the top, which I think tops them off really, really nicely. So I'm a big fan of those. You've also got 2 pieces of lavender. I think that these are a good build. I think these might be not repeated. I think there was lavender in the last flower bouquet set. I don't think it was the exact same build, but I think we did get lavender. So we've definitely seen like bushes and stuff built in this manner before. I think that these are not as unique as some of the other builds in the set, but I still think that they look great and the colors really pop. Next up, we have 2 stalks of cow parsley. These I feel like are just very common little flowers. Nothing super special, but again, I do like it when Lego uses all of these small pieces to just give that like big bushy impression. But yeah, I think they're probably my least favorites in the set just because they're the most basic, and even like the stalks are just made up with these Technic connectors. Then we've got the Welsh poppies, which I actually think look fantastic. Again, much like the Dried Flower Centerpieces rose, using more of those construction figure like padded or shoulder pads. I was about to say padded shoulders, but no, that's the opposite. I think that these look great. Again, very natural as flowers, especially coming from Lego. Like it looks very delicate and it looks soft. I think that's what's most impressive about these builds, is that they look like they would be pliant, like if you were to touch them. But of course it's Lego, so they're not. And so yeah, so those are probably my least favorites. I mean, I like these ones. I don't like the color as much, and I don't like the build. I do like the build, but I think it's mostly the color for me. I'm a much bigger fan of like the blues and the purples. And speaking of blue, this one I saved for last, not because it's my least favorite. It's actually one of my favorites. It just ended up at the back of the pile. But this is just beautiful. It is the Larkspur. And I really, really like this sky blue color that Lego has used here. I also just love how the minifigure heads are used at the top and how they're all placed at like different angles. I think that this is just a really, really nice flower. And this is not the last one we build, because I think the Gerbera daisies are the last ones that are built. But this is the tallest flower in the set, and I think that it makes it's quite the statement piece. I think that it is absolutely beautiful, and I just really, really like the color that Lego chose here. The number one thing I disliked about the last flower bouquet set was that I thought it was really hard to arrange in a vase. So I'm happy to report that that is not the case with the wildflower set. I really like the arrangement that I've come up with here. And I think that because I think there are more like plant pieces, you know, like there's just more stalks than was in the last set. I think that they do arrange more naturally, although unfortunately the vase that I've got them in is still a little bit too big, so they're not quite as clustered together as I would like them to be. But I still think that, again, that this is a better arrangement than the last set. I think it's a lot more visually striking. And like I said, I will be doing a separate video where I kind of combine both bouquets, but I'm really, really happy with just how this one looks. I did flatten out the daisies a little bit, which I don't love because then it kind of creates a gap like right in the middle due to the way they're built. But overall, I think that this arrangement looks pretty awesome. And if you were only going to buy one bouquet, I'll reiterate this in that comparison video, but I would definitely stick with this one and not the original. On the left, we've got the extras for the Dried Flower Centerpiece, and on the right, we have the extras for the Wildflower Bouquet. I have no idea why there are so many extra whips for the centerpiece, but I definitely didn't miss any pieces, so maybe Lego's just giving you a bunch of extras in case you bend them out of alignment or something. But either way, this one definitely has the better extra pieces because you also get one of the shoulder pads. The boxes are the typical 18+ style, but the colors of both really pop even though they're so different. So I do really like the way that they're presented. This one does not want to stand up, but here is a quick look at the back of that box, and it is currently falling into my backdrop. And here is a look at the back of the Dried Flower Centerpiece, which is also wanting to fall over. The instruction manuals are done in LEGO's new style of white booklets, which I think looks really good for 18 plus sets. You do get 2 for the Dried Flower Centerpiece if you want to build with a friend or a family member. And as you build, there are little blurbs that kind of tell you what flower you're working on, just like that, which I think is pretty cool. And then for the Dried Flower Centerpiece, I really love that artwork on the front, but instead you get like entire spreads detailing what you're building. And I think that that is kind of nicer than what the Flower Centerpiece does. So that about does it for these sets. I honestly think that both are a pretty nice value and they do look really cool displayed like this. I will not keep my centerpiece in this position, but for now I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, I think that the Wildflower Bouquet is just way, way better than the original Flower Bouquet set. So I think that both of them are pretty good value for money. I think that they are definitely up there in terms of the Botanical Collection sets. I'll have to do like a ranking of all of the ones that LEGO has released so far, but I would definitely recommend, like if there's only one Botanical Collection set that you get, I honestly think that I would go for the Wildflower Bouquet. And I'm sorry I have to keep tilting it up and down, but I couldn't fit both of these sets in frame together. So yeah, let me know which set you guys prefer in the comments below. Don't forget that I will have that bouquet comparison coming out very soon. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.